I'm Tracy Sharman, and welcome to CTE Know Before You Go, Vancouver Public Schools Career and Technical Education Podcast. We're here to talk tonight with students from Skyview's Science, Math, and Technology Magnet Program about their Congressional App Challenge. So I'd like to welcome Paige Barrett, Claire Russell, and Phoebe Abrazizi. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Hey. Hello.
So Paige, we're going to start off with you. Tell me, since it's magnet season, how you first heard about the Science, Math, and Technology Magnet at Skyview.
So I went through primary and middle school in Battleground because that's where I live. So I was in a kind of a magnet program there anyways. I have an older brother who just graduated last year. And so we were kind of debating, we wanted to do another sort of magnet program or something like that, and Battleground doesn't have very many options for that necessarily. So we were looking at like iTech and some other schools, and then we found Skyview, and we're both pretty science-y technology kids. So we sort of just looked at it, and it just stuck. It was a really nice school, really nice people, so.
And how was the magnet application process? Do you remember it being pretty easy?
I remember it being very easy. I don't remember having any issues with it at all.
Good. Claire, Phoebe, how about your guys' experience applying for the magnet program? Claire?
Yeah, I heard about it. Like, I kind of always knew it was a thing. And then I went to the Skyview open house for 8th graders, and the SMT coordinator was talking about it. And I was like, oh, that sounds really awesome. I'm going to do that. And I applied and I got in, and I've been doing it ever since, and it's been an awesome experience. So I'm really glad I did it.
You remember where you were when you received your acceptance letter?
I don't remember like where I was, but I do remember my mom like opening her email and like us being really excited about it. And I think we went out to dinner afterwards. So it was exciting. Like the actual like location I don't remember, but I remember like feeling really excited and just like looking forward to high school.
Awesome. Phoebe, was it easy for you to apply, and how'd you first hear about SMT?
Yeah, I think the application was pretty, like it was very straightforward, and it probably only took me like 20 to 30 minutes, like maybe not even that. So like if anyone's like thinking of joining, like it doesn't hurt to just do the application process because it's pretty easy. And I heard about it through my sister. She's about 3 years older, and she really enjoyed the SMT program. So I kind of saw like from a firsthand experience how the program was. So that made me very excited to join.
That is great advice, because as an 8th grader, you can feel really uncertain about what next, and picking a high school is a huge decision. So I encourage students to apply to every program, and then they can make the decision if they receive an offer. So it gives you a lot more choice. And our magnet applications for SMT will be reopening after spring break. So students will have the rest of April to apply for the magnet program. So I hope that you guys inspire some 8th graders out there to get out and apply. And I want you all to go back to your middle school next spring and start recruiting for SMT. Claire, can you tell us a little bit about, I wanted to talk to you guys. We're missing one of your team members from Sisters in STEM, which is what you guys named yourself for the Congressional App Challenge. Tell us a little bit about what the Congressional App Challenge is and how you guys got involved.
So we initially actually created our game Diversity for another competition, the Oregon Game Project Challenge, and that was over in, I think, May. And then at the end of the school year, our mentor, Miss Hansen, who teaches computer science at Sky, emailed us with this opportunity and was like, hey, you already have this great game. You could like maybe modify it a little bit and submit it for this other award, which is through Congress. Basically, like every representative can like submit a game that, so like at our level in our district, we submit a game and then they pick games to be submitted like at like the next level, I believe. And our ended up getting 3rd place out of our like district. So within this particular district in Washington. Anyway, so we Ms. Hansen telling us about this opportunity, we made a couple modifications and fixed some bugs in our game, and then made some videos like explaining our game and submitted it, and it ended up doing pretty well.
That's awesome. Paige, were you guys put together or did you guys come together naturally? How did Creating Sisters in STEM work and how did you come up with the name?
So I know that the end of freshman year, we sort of had to make a decision on our S&T project because that's something we're required to do for the magnet is you have to do one of these projects just to earn like a credit almost. So the video game design challenge was one of them. And we all were friends before, joined together and sort of make this game. Luckily, she let us all be on the same subgroup. We were the only girls in the video game design because there was a couple different groups, and we were very passionate about being an all-girls team. So she sort of recognized that and let us sort of join together. So.
And Phoebe, what would you say your different strengths were that you guys brought to the table? Because you guys did a lot of things. You guys coded, you guys marketing, you guys had to do a video. How'd you guys know who was good at what?
Yeah, so that was actually a big part of our team. Like Paige and Emma are just like amazing artists, and they really made our game look amazing. And then Claire and I definitely focused on the coding portion, but we definitely helped each other both ways. Like I know Paige and Emma did a little coding, and like sometimes Claire and I would give advice about the graphic design. So it was really like a team process, and also it just shows like I was initially like worried about joining because I was like, oh, I don't have much coding experience, and like I don't know if I can create a full game. Like it looked intimidating, but it just shows that like you can do different parts to the team, like for example, like the graphic design and stuff like that.
Without further ado, I think we should introduce Diversity because when we got sent the game by Miss Hansen, we all played it in the CTE department and we were having a blast. And if I do this right, I'll share my screen first. I'm so excited to play it. And I've actually shared it with friends as well because it's impressive, ladies. This is a great job, and there's music in the background, but I wanted you guys to help talk me through it a little. So Diversity, where'd the idea come from?
So,
or Claire, go for it.
I'll take this one. I know we before we knew the theme that was assigned to us for the Oregon Game Project Challenge, we kind of were thinking like, oh, it'd be fun to do like something like under the sea, like water, Little Mermaid-esque. And then the theme ended up being diversity. And so we were pretty committed to doing like an ocean themed game. So we're like, oh, oceans have diversity. And then we were trying to figure out like what we were going to name our game. And I think just Diversity kind of came up naturally. And we're like, oh, excuse me, my voice cracked. That was such a like awesome name. Like, okay, we're gonna like put in a diver as like the main character, in addition to the mermaid, and like we'll have it kind of like more of like a city under the ocean type of theme. So that's kind of how it came.
And Paige, what's your favorite part of the game? I'm gonna. So the tutorial showed you what to do, and it was funny because this is clear as day a plastic bag, but when we were playing it, we're like, oh no, someone lost their purse. Oh no, all the purses are coming. And the game speeds up the more stuff you get, and it's so much fun. So from here, walk us through it a little, Paige.
So yeah, this screen, you can kind of scroll through some different characters. You unlock them the more you play. So, the higher score you get, the better characters you get. You sort of start with this default mermaid, and if you click on her, I do believe.
Oh
and
yeah,
then you press the space button, I believe, to go up and down. I haven't played it in a while.
I'm hitting the arrow keys actually, and I missed, oh, here we go, woo!
So you collect plastic water bottles and plastic bags to sort of score points. You want to avoid jellyfish because if you get hit by them, the game ends. If you hit a squid, your game doesn't end, but you get an ink spot across your screen that makes it harder to see.
Okay.
The more points you rack up,
Oh.
the faster it gets.
And yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. Do you guys have any siblings that you've shared it with, or?
I shared it with my parents, and they not to flex, but they really loved it. And my dad teaches coding at Columbia River, so I think it was really cool for him to see like a student project from another school, and we got to bond over that. So yeah, my parents really liked it.
Where do you start, Phoebe, in something like this? Do you start with what you want it to look like, or do you start with the functionality of what you want to do?
Yeah, so it's quite a big project. So like you definitely have to start like I initially thought like, oh, we're just gonna start off coding, but that's not a good approach. Like you definitely wanna what helped was just like writing all of our design ideas out first and like kind of breaking them step to step before any coding happened or any art. So that was really good. And then it was definitely like a lot of baby steps to get to the final product that we have today or that we have now. So
Claire, how long would you say it took to develop the game from start to finish?
Wow. So I would say like completely, I think it took 6 months or a little more than that, but like that wasn't like every single day we were working on it. We had like organized like practices, I guess you would call it, once a week, like in Miss Hanson's classroom, where we spent a couple hours on it. And then starting in December, Phoebe and I, for the coding, started to meet at my house once a week for 2 hours to basically get more work done and to we were kind of like learning some of the code as we were going along. So there was, I think ultimately we were putting in, among all of us, like more than 10 hours a week on this game for like 6 months.
Paige, are you a gamer? Do you enjoy playing games? Did you guys investigate other games? How'd you get inspired?
Well, I know just from experience on working on it and sort of going into this, out of our teammates, definitely play the most video games. So it was sort of like sort of bouncing ideas off, and we had a really big document that we had screenshots of different games and names of different games that we liked the style of, and I think inevitably we ran down to Flappy Bird, like the classic game, just to be like, this is like something attainable that we can sort of mimic in a way, and just sort of getting the style that we like down, not super complicated but just a functional game.
It kind of reminds me of my favorite Webkins game because I'm a geek like that and used to play the pizza making game. And that's kind of what this reminded me of, the way it sped up and the trash kept coming. It was a lot of fun. So,
yeah. Oh, I just wanted to quickly add
Phoebe.
that like yeah, we definitely like kept it simple and it took so long because like none of us had any coding experience except for Claire had taken a year of Python before, but the language we did our game in was GML, game maker language, so it's very different. So a lot of that time was also like learning how to code like on our own. So like I just want to like add that too. So
It's like writing a book in another language that you're learning as you're writing. That's so impressive. And I just want to give props to Emma Fancher, who couldn't join us tonight. She is part of Sisters in STEM and helped create diversity with Paige, Claire, and Phoebe. You guys are an excellent representation of what STEM can look like, and I hope that more girls will consider applying to the Science, Math, and Technology program at Skyview. Is there anything that you'd like to add before we leave?
I just wanted to thank, she's not here, but Miss Hanson, who was our like mentor and teacher throughout this. We 100% could not have done this without like all of her support and like resources and like also encouragement. That was really big. So Miss Hansen is awesome and we love her. And she is like a treasure of Skyview.
That's awesome, Claire. I couldn't agree more. And I can't wait to take diversity to the elementary schools to help show our students what our magnet program students are doing. So we'll be sharing it for sure. And I hope that you guys will come out and really seriously help me recruit at magnet at the different elementary and middle schools in Vancouver. Thank you so much, ladies. It's after school and I appreciate you guys taking time to come talk to us. So have a great night.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.